What's up, adventurers? Welcome back to another video. This video is going to be another recap video. Also, I want to talk about a little bit of a story time of an adventure that I had already done in the past. I do have some video footage, so that will kind of go along with this. This was well before I started vlogging though, so we're going to talk a little bit about what happened last week. Yeah, spoiler alert. Nothing. Due to COVID, absolutely nothing happened. I got a bunch of stuff in the mail. So let's start with that. What did I get? Got a couple of things here. So let's start with, we'll start with the small stuff here. I got a letter. Not quite a letter. Something you guys have probably not seen before. I got my pilot's license, and it is a physical card. It does not have my picture on it. You pass your pilot's test. You do get a temporary. I did use my temporary to fly what I had already filmed and what you guys were a part of. However, that expires. It's only good for 30 days. So I went a little over the expiration by the time I actually got mine. Now that I have it, we can start flying again, so that is good. So that's the first thing I got. So the next thing that I got, let's open this up. I got some books. So this is to start my instrument rating, which is my next stage in my pilot's journey. So I got a couple books. Studying for the oral. We're nowhere near using this book yet, but it's always good to have to start working on it. So I had the same version of this book, except for instead of for the instrument, this was for the private. Now this is the instrument, which is stage 2. This is the next step, and that's for the actual test itself. And then this is the test booklet to start practicing for the written exam. So there is still a written exam, and there is still a flying portion of the instrument checklist, however, or the check ride. However, we're nowhere near that. Right now, it's study. So that's what we're doing with the COVID. Since we can't go out, we're going to study. So I got 3 books. This is the written, and then this is for the actual oral test that we will take, which will then be following the oral will then be the practical. So those are the 3 things I got. So these may look a little funny, but there is a reason that they do look funny. So I got these glasses. You actually can't see out of the top of these glasses. And so you may be thinking, like, why would you get glasses you can't see out of? So these are actually used for instrument training. When you're flying the airplane, this forces you to only be able to look inside the airplane. Now that's typically when you fly. With my current pilot's license, I fly almost 100% outside of the airplane. I'm always looking where I'm going. With instrument, it's basically, imagine you're flying, not with your eyes closed, but you can't see out of the window. Let's say the window is, you're flying through a cloud. You can't see out of your window. You still need to know where you're going. So that's what these are for. These are to practice. This is the next step in my training. So I will put these on and then fly the airplane with only being able to look inside. So I'm super excited about all of this. This is basically just to start for the instruments. The eventual goal is to be a full-time pilot. So instrument then comes next. A couple other things. So this weekend is also my birthday. So by the time you guys watch this video, it will be my birthday. So I want to see if we can get 28 likes. So make sure you smash that like button 28 times, because I'm turning 28. My birthday will be May 9th. So like I said, by the time you guys see this video, so make sure you smash that like button. All right, so because we can't go on an adventure, I figured I'm going to tell you guys about an adventure that I had already done. Let's talk about a little bit about what the adventure was. I was pretty big into rock climbing for a while and decided to go on a solo camping trip rock climbing. I live in Florida. If any of you have been to Florida, you know there are 0 mountains, there are 0 rocks, there is nothing to climb. So we had to go on a road trip, which was cool, solo road trip. Where I ended up deciding on going was Alabama. It was about a 12-hour drive. Not too bad of a drive. So I went to a place called Horsepins 40, which in the south is a really awesome spot for climbing. Some of the best climbing probably anywhere in the south for bouldering. At Horsepins, you can actually camp on site, which is really cool. And a lot of rock climbing places, you camp in one spot and then you have to hike miles into the rocks. No, at Horsepins, you camp here, the rocks are here, awesome. It's maybe a 5-minute walk, maybe, depending on which rocks you want to climb. So checking the weather leading up to the trip, making sure it's not gonna rain. Of course, the first day I'm gonna get there, I've never seen this ever on any weather report. 100% chance of rain. I'm thinking, what? Never seen such a thing. I mean, I'm going anyway. So I drive all the way there, and the weather is beautiful the whole time. It's like, oh, I knew it. I knew it was such a lie. It was not a lie. So set up my tent, go rock climbing for a little bit, and then it's time for dinner. End up cooking my food, and I'm starving, ready to eat. I make hamburgers, plop a hamburger up, get ready to eat, and I bite into that hamburger, and it is ice cold. Apparently, the stove did not heat up correctly, but at this point I was starving, so I did not care. I ate a whole hamburger and didn't care. It wasn't the best, but I needed some food after a long day. Long day of driving, climbing, setting up tents. In the middle of the night, it starts pouring rain. Really bad. Now, I had a tent that was not meant for camping. This tent was a childhood tent that I had for years, barely hanging on together, and this rainstorm was so bad. Oh, the only thing I woke up to the storm and was thinking, oh my God, this is awful. What did I get myself into? This is terrible. Basically had to ride it out in the rain. It was awful. It was the worst. And all I kept thinking was, oh God, I hope my stomach can handle that ice cold hamburger. I know that wasn't cooked. Like, God forbid I have to go to the bathroom in this rainstorm. Like, that would be awful. Sleep through the rest of the night as best as I could, which was not very good. Wake up in the morning and we do an analysis here. There is standing water in my tent. I was sleeping on a foam mattress. The foam just sucked up all the water. I was basically sleeping on a waterbed at that point. It was awful. God. Oh. And the tent was garbage. There was no way I was gonna be able to camp the rest of the weekend, because this was the first day. The first day I got there, it poured in the middle of the night. So I had to figure out what was I gonna do. I have nowhere to stay now. I have no tent. And my foam mattress, I gotta get rid of it because it's just gonna mildew. So I ended up finding a hotel not too far. It was about 25 minutes away from Horsepins where I was climbing at. So I went to the hotel, tossed everything. I remember going to their dumpster out back and just literally throwing everything out of my car, picking it all up and just tossing it into the dumpster. Everything was garbage, all of it. Fast forward, go to bed, wake up, and we go back to Horsepins. Weather is beautiful the rest of the trip, and get some pretty decent climbing footage. This is my first climb. I did everything basically solo. So this just goes to show, even if your adventure doesn't go as planned, it can still be awesome. Look at my trip. I got rained on, had to throw away all my gear. So don't let these times get you down, guys. Make sure you still get out there. Make sure you're still adventuring. So go on those adventures, adventure out, and adventure off.